Happy Monday, everybody. I am back after a few days off, and I'm going to be talking about 20 ways to get sugar out of your life. And for some of you, this is going to be relevant because you are in the middle of my 30-day of no sugar challenge, and we are right smack in the middle if you started on day one when we started, because we're now 2 weeks in, and this either is getting easier for you because you've already been doing it for 2 weeks, or maybe it's getting a little bit harder for you because we're about a week away from Valentine's Day and all the candies everywhere, or you're just missing it. This depends on where you're at in the stage. If you don't know who I am, I'm Jillian, and I'm a dietitian. I am ending my work day in the hospital, and yeah, so that's who I am, and my specialty is weight loss. So I'm not going to go through all 20 right now because it would take me quite a while. So I'm just going to take basically this week to go over 2 or 3 at a time until I complete all 20. But this is actually from an article I found on, it's called Be Well. It's a blog by, and I don't really know much about this doctor, but I liked all of his tips. Dr. Frank Linman. And I really liked what he had to say, and I agreed with all of them. So I figured I would share it with you guys. So I'm just going to start with number 1 and 2 and maybe 3, depending on what, how long this goes. So number 1 is in the initial stages when you're cutting out sugar from your diet and from your life, is you may just need to really focus on eating regularly. Because now, if you have ever gone on a diet, and if you ever talked to anybody or a dietitian or a nutritionist, anybody, they've probably somewhere along the way told you that you needed to eat regularly, maybe 5 to 6 times a day. That seems to be pretty standard. Hey Dee, hey Denise. Seems to be pretty standard that you eat every 3 to 5 hours. Now, if you are looking at any newer guidelines, that's not as key, because we're starting to get into the mentality now that we need to eat all the time. And if we're in the car, if we're in our workplace, in front of the computer, we're at the movies, we're no matter where we're at, people seem to always be eating, and that's kind of working against us. So kind of keep that in the back of your mind, that it's not so important that you're constantly eating, whether you're hungry or not, in most cases. Now, some cases, if you've had weight loss surgery, totally different scenario. But in the beginning, when you're trying to cut out sugar, it may be very helpful to eat more often, simply because you're keeping your blood sugar stable. And most of us get into a habit that we get into especially the 3 o'clock low in the afternoon. And if you're at work or you're just around people around that afternoon time, look around and see what people are doing. Usually they're going to coffee or soda, something sugary and caffeinated, or cookies, chips, the vending machine, refined, processed carbohydrates, because they want that quick sugar, that quick carbohydrate that's going to boost up their energy level. It's just, we know what's going to give us that little perk in the afternoon to get us through the day. Interestingly enough, there was a research study done not too long ago that showed that the least productive time in people's workday is between 3 and 5. So it's kind of like, people probably don't even need to be working, because people are actually not getting anything done at that time of day. So eating regularly every, kind of on the clock, and number 2 is eating whole foods around the clock. So if you're with me on this no sugar challenge, then you already are doing this, is you've cut out the refined carbohydrates, you've cut out the sweet and sugar and processed foods, and that really gives you no other choice but to eat whole foods. And when you're doing this, it means that you are really focusing on keeping your blood sugar stable so that you aren't craving those foods. Because if you're craving those foods and you've gone more than 5 or 6 hours without eating, it is really easy to fall into that trap and to not think with your brain anymore. And you're just thinking of what am I going to do to get a quick fix to bring my sugar up so I feel better. And you're just focusing on wanting to feel better. And apples and salads and grilled chicken really doesn't sound that good when you've gone too long without eating and you don't have any energy and you're feeling fatigued and tired. So that's why it's important to plan ahead when you're really serious about doing this. So whole food, this is really thinking about, going back to fruits, vegetables, fresh meats, fresh dairy products, real fat, butter and avocados and oils that are real food, because that's what our body will process the best. And you won't feel so crappy all the time. When people start cutting out the junk food, they stop feeling so up and down all the time. And it makes a big difference. So some of you that have been doing the 30-day challenge can probably attest to this, that when you've cut out all the additives and the processed junk, that you actually just feel better, because your body's not meant to be eating all that junk. Some of it's convenience, and so there's a place for it, and that's why this challenge is only 30 days long, because it's just not realistic probably to live like that. But problem is that we end up adding too much of it into our diets. We end up living on too much of it and relying on it too much, myself included. So that brings to number 3, is doing a cleanse. And what I mean by cleanse is not to go to the store and get some detox, colon cleanse, diuretic or laxative. That is not what I mean at all. What I mean is a cleanse is usually coupled with a really good multivitamin, sometimes essential oils. The one that I really like and promote is with essential oils that support your digestive organs, meaning your liver, your pancreas, your kidneys, and of course your gut, and also with good probiotics, and then a diet. So meaning eating whole foods, cutting out processed foods, drinking lemon water, that sort of thing. There's a lot of hokey pseudoscience cleanses out there on the market that you have to be careful of, but cleanses certainly can have a place, but the purpose of them is to make your organs work better, to balance, basically bring your body into balance, because we can certainly bring our body out of balance by eating a bunch of junk, and that's why we feel bad. That's why we have headaches. That's why we have fatigue. That's why we have joint pain. That's why we might have difficulty losing weight, because we've done nothing but put junk in it, and then we expect our body to still work well. Well, it doesn't happen that way. And I'm certainly a living testimony that I went 4 years straight with headaches, and not a single day in my life, anybody that knows me back in, I guess 2013 or 2010 to 2014, 15, knows that I was the headache girl. And you can really change your life when you start looking at all the junk you put in yourself and doing simple things like, committing 30 days to a cleanse and looking at scientifically backed products that can help support that. So, and this is also the same if you can't lose weight. Sometimes your body is not going to let you lose weight because of some kind of hormonal imbalance that is just keeping you stuck there, and you may need something to support it. And I've definitely seen people use essential oils and cleaning up their diet to help that. So, hey Janet, hey Julie, see you on there too. But anyway, so I will stop at those 3 so that I don't go super long, and I have to get home too. I'm still at work. But tomorrow I will do 2 or 3 more, but I've got 20 of these suggestions on how to get sugar out of your life, tips that'll help you. But tonight I went through eating regularly, choosing whole foods, and considering a cleanse. But if you want more information about the cleanse or any of that, or my 30-day challenge that we're doing, certainly feel free to reach out to me, and I'd be happy to help you out and figure out what would be best for you. So have a great evening. Thanks for coming on, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.